My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Sagittarius, I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing a general reading of past, present, future, and 9 card spread. I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and then draw 3 yes or no answers for thee. So let's get started on your reading. Okay, the general card is the Two of Cups. Let's look at the first row, which is also your past. You start off with Knight of Wands reversed, Five of Cups, and Temperance. Ooh, one of your beautiful, strong cards. Okay. Yeah, what I kind of saw here is, despite, dealing with any kind of negativity or setbacks that commenced in the past or something, you remain incredibly strong, tall, and just very confident. And well, despite having to deal with having either no motivation and just being struck down by disappointment and disparity for that reason. But yet, I love the fact is that you still remain a very strong, confident, beautiful Sagittarius man, woman, follower, fledgling, whoever. But I love this. I love that, that's, despite, dealing with any kinds of like setbacks that, you just don't give up. And nor should you ever, because sometimes, you do have to realize this, and well, nothing worth having comes easy. And even though you might be dealing with maybe setbacks, whether, I hope it wasn't per se like failing an exam or something, but the fact is if you're in a situation like that, that you would still say, okay, let's try it again, try it again, try it again. And then eventually it worked out. Yeah, because you just didn't give up, right? And nor should you. But I just love the fact that you just have this confidence within you, this strength. I mean, wow. Okay, well, let's keep going with current times. Or you can even have more fire of Leo or Aries or even Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio somewhere in your star chart. But speaking of Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you do start off with the Page of Cups reverse, which is all kind of like about honesty and pretty much, realistic goals. Four of Wands, Confident City, okay. And Lovers, Gemini, okay. I mean, we are technically in Gemini season, so, this could all be taking place during Gemini season as well. But I'm actually seeing here, you're finally, coming to terms with how strong and confident you are because, yeah, the Four of Wands is like happy home, happy earth, happy family, but it's also feeling like happy home, happy earth, happy family within your body and thinking, I'm confident and strong enough because you've already proven that to yourself in the past and you're just, never going to have to give up on the whole, idea or perspective about yourself. And this is you finally coming to terms and just having this, realistic and rational idea of whatever, kind of goal or endeavor that you're currently working towards and stuff like that. And you have so much confidence. And with all that beautiful confidence and hard work and determination of yours, it pretty much either leads you off to new love, self-love, or options and opportunities at a crossroads. Wow. Well, let's look at the future. Three of Wands, going out on a beautiful adventure. I mean, we are technically heading off towards the summertime, so maybe this is you going on summer break. Queen of Cups, a lot of self-care, self-love, self-nurturing, and you're just not giving up on yourself with the Nine of Wands. Exhausted beyond belief, but you're just not giving up. Wonderful. Well, this could also be you preparing for the new year cycle starting up in the fall as well. It doesn't per se have to mean anything about, this could take place even in a week or in a month because I'm not a seer, I'm just only a vampire tarot guide. But I just see that, as I just see so much, motivation and ambition. And the thing is the name of the game of any kind of reading, but especially this reading, is nothing worth having comes easy. And so you may feel, exhausted beyond belief, in any way, but you're just not giving up, and nor should you. Because the general card is a Two of Cups. This could definitely be, with, the lovers in any way. You could have a really good spouse or companion in your life. But you could also be doing a lot of self-care, self-love, self-healing. And that's also with the Queen of Cups as well. Because, it's like you're going out on this very beautiful and ambitious and goal-oriented, this quest or journey in the future. Okay. Well, I want to do clarification. For the Knight of Wands reversed, you get the Daughter of Knives. Okay. Page of Swords. So even though deep down inside you may not have any kind of motivation, maybe you just want to kind of, curl up in your bed for like another 15 more minutes and you just think, oh, I'm just going to keep hitting the snooze button for that reason. Okay, the human has done that plenty of times. I would sometimes just, think, my goodness, his alarm is just going off nonstop, and then I have to try to, but, we'll just, get out of, my, little slumbering, area just to, reach for him, but eventually he does turn it off. But the thing is in this aspect, it could be, where you may, not really have so much motivation, but you're so incredibly adventurous and ambitious about, wanting to get out into this world and stuff like that. Or maybe even ambitious and goal-oriented on wanting to actually find new love, for that matter. I mean, there's no specific, right time to find a true love in any way. But either way, I just see that, despite, this type of setback of thinking, why do I even bother and stuff like that? Well, because this is why it bothers, or this is why it means so much to you. You have to think about those things, right? Five of Cups, you get Prince of Knives. So again, you could have, dealt with any kind of like negativity, setbacks, all kinds of, problems and stuff like that. But you were incredibly goal-oriented and determined as being the Knight of Swords. And that's what I like to see, is, just having so much ambition within you, even though you might just think, why do I bother? Why do I care? Well, because your inner intuition, your own, this own, inner voice of yours pretty much is kind of just shaking you awake and saying, come on, Sagittarius, get out of bed. We have so much work we need to do. We want to go out on this new voyage and quest and adventure. My goodness, So this is the reason why. And then this is, you actually, maybe after your first cup of coffee or your first, cup of tea or whatever beverage or that humans drink in the morning and stuff like that, But either way, I love this for you. It's just have so much ambition within you. Temperance, Eight of Skulls. Yep, I just see you working incredibly hard because you're in a very confident, or you were at least, but this could still always be resonating no matter what, because, the thing is about tarot is it has no time frame, so, you could still feel incredibly ambitious, motivated, goal-oriented no matter what. But yeah, I love the fact that you're just, this is where you're pretty much, putting in a lot of time and effort on maybe preparing for this upcoming journey of yours, or maybe you are actually, going through this journey, but this is you putting in a lot of hard work and time and effort in this beautiful voyage. Love that. Page of Cups reversed. You're thinking realistically and rationally because you get the Lord of Grails, the King of Cups. And this is kind of like having an act of diplomacy, kind of like feeling, balanced, but there's also like clarity, your senses and intuition are really sharp and stuff like that, because when you're going on any kind of voyage or quest for that matter, you need to know exactly where you're heading towards. I mean, some humans, they like to go on this laissez-faire, attitude and think, okay, we can just hitchhike our way, or whatever humans do, and we'll just see where, this will take us and stuff like that. But other humans, they like to actually have everything in a concrete plan where, where you're going to be staying at, what your travel means are, what kind of important, papers or documents you need to bring with and stuff like that. So this is where you pretty much have this very clear idea of this goal of this voyage, of where you're heading towards and stuff like that. Wow, I'm just not surprised. Four of Wands, you get the Hermit. Okay, well sometimes, you may have confidence, but you still want to do some introspection. Again, it's, this reading doesn't have to be resonating for everybody, it's like it's just a general reading. But I see here, it's like you do have confidence, but you kind of also want to be able to, maybe just double check, maybe just make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Do whatever it takes, just to actually, keep going and stuff like that. Because even though you may feel exhausted beyond belief, with the Nine of Wands in the end, maybe this is where it's kind of, slowly kicking in, where you just kind of think, well, I do need to take a break, sometimes. And everybody always needs to, take a break. Sometimes you just need to kind of, stand still for a few minutes or even a few seconds, or just kind of just, yeah, look around just to kind of make sure, your surroundings are good and promising and stuff like that. So, but either way, it's really good to do a lot of introspection and to also keep reminding you how strong and capable you are on any kind of voyage, whether it's heading down towards the end of this, year's, cycle or season, whatever it may be. Maybe you're preparing for final exams, or maybe you're preparing, for your first job interview of whatever it may be. But I just see you as a very strong, confident individual no matter what. So, lovers, you get Hierophant. You could also have Taurus energy in your star chart. But either way, what I see here is, you could be incredibly committed to this beautiful romance, taking place. I mean, maybe, it's like, okay, it isn't per se a love reading, but if you're about to get married to this person or even get engaged and stuff like that, maybe, you're doing, the last minute introspection to make sure that this is a person you want to be with. It doesn't per se have to be with a Gemini. You're, your opposite sign. But the thing is, it's like the Hierophant is feeling so incredibly committed to these options and opportunities as well. And any kind of like offering for that matter. I mean, the thing is the King of Cups is like a diplomatic card. But if you see that this vampire, is on horseback with a chalice, that's also about, being offered something as well. So, you could be offered something and then you are incredibly committed to this beautiful offering coming up real soon. And I can't say when or how, of course, only time will tell for you, especially since it is geared for Sagittarius. You're going on this adventure with the Three of Wands and you get Eight of Wands. So, you could be traveling, maybe in the future, maybe you have to travel overseas. Maybe you're going to be relocating to a different country, city, state, wherever, you're going to be heading towards. But I just see that you are incredibly adventurous, and I'm just really not surprised about my beautiful fellow fire sign for that matter, because I know, it's like, next to, Leos who are also hunters and huntresses, but the Sagittarius as being a hunter or huntress for that matter, you guys are actually way more adventurous than the Leos. Leos, they kind of like to stick to their own surroundings, for that matter, but you guys, would like to really get out there, you guys want to be out there. I mean, of course, there are other Leos out there who are probably similar to you, of course. I mean, nobody is ever the exact same, or, just, the same, fire sign for that matter, and you could also have different placements and stuff like that. But either way, I do see, a beautiful transition taking place, but especially that includes traveling, or that something is heading towards you in a fast manner, or you're heading towards it in a fast manner as well. Wow. Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands. Okay, what I love is that you're actually nurturing, loving, and caring for this beautiful, ambitious, goal-oriented, and very passionate idea. I mean, the thing is, this could be one of the lovers options that you're going to be facing real soon. But I love the fact that you're actually, watering this beautiful seed of idea, because, even though the Page of Cups came in reversed, that's kind of like realistic thinking and not like upright, where it's a daydream and a bit of an illusion of some kind. But this is where you're actually nurturing, caring, and loving for this beautiful idea of whatever it may be. And for the Nine of Wands, you get Queen of Swords. So the thing is, it's like when you're about to like embark on any kind of idea, whether it's maybe a transition into a new job, maybe you're traveling towards a new job and stuff like that, I can see how you are going to be, putting a lot of time and effort on this beautiful voyage, this Ace of Wands, this idea, it's similar to the Star card, because it's kind of like putting time and energy, like wishing upon a star for that reason, but it's not really a wish fulfillment, but it's like really putting in a lot of energy heading towards, this idea, this whole, caring, loving, and nurturing, career or voyage, wherever you're going to be heading towards in the future. Because you are exhausted beyond belief with the Nine of Wands, and you get the Queen of Swords. So you can also have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini in your placements. But this is also about having a very good goal and endeavor that you're more or less heading towards in the future. So what I see here is, it's like with the Queen of Swords, you are incredibly determined. And the thing is, I love that you're just not giving up, because, your inner fire, your inner hunter and huntress is breaking through and just thinking, okay, I need to keep going, because nothing worth having comes easy. And sometimes, you are dealt with any kind of setbacks, whether it's like the Knight of Wands reversed, whether it's the Five of Cups in the past, but the fact is that, I love that you already had this very daring side about you to want to keep going with the, with the Daughter of Knives, the Page of Swords, the You know, you were determined with the Prince of Swords, and you were motivated with the Eight of Pentacles and stuff. And so you may be exhausted, but I love how your inner strength, will never, will cease to end in any way. And that's that's important or crucial, for any kind of like successful outcome, is by not giving up on any kind of voyage, endeavor, or quest, or whatever it is. Wow. Your special card. You get the Sun. Okay, this is Leo energy. I see so much confidence for you. I just see so much like strength, boldness, more fire. You could be dealing with a Leo. You could have Leo placements. But eventually, the sun will shine. I mean, we are currently already in the spring season of the sun kind of breaking through occasionally. But the summertime, the sun is going to be in like full force and stuff. So either way, I love the fact that the sun will eventually shine for you. And it's going to shine really bright. So, Oracle says enlightenment, inspiration, epiphany, and innovations. Now, I'm really not surprised because I know how good a lot of Sagittariuses are with epiphanies. You guys are very inspirational humans. You guys have this very fiery ambition about you. You guys have epiphanies of beautiful ideas, and you guys are really great innovators with innovation. So whatever you're heading towards, whatever you're creating, I know that there's a lot of Sagittariuses who are either celebrities, but you guys could also be musicians, you guys could also be in the arts, you guys could be painters, you guys could be anything, of wanting to create something. And that's what I love, is you guys are really excellent creators, and you guys are just so adventurous. You guys try new ideas, you guys expand, you grow, you develop in such very fine, rich, perspectives and perceptions in this world. I mean, my goodness. Wow. Love that. Okay, well, I'm going to finish off with 3 yes or no answers. Please feel free to pause this video and think about the questions you want answered. Because for number 1, you get a yes with the Ace of Swords. A no with Judgment reversed, but I'm not allowed to show Judgment, but it came in reversed. And a yes with the King of Pentacles. So you get 2 yeses and 1 no in this reading. Well, my beautiful, amazing, adventurous Sagittarius, I'm going to have to leave it at that. If this reading resonated with you, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your love and devotion towards my channel and myself. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going back to love readings, so for now, I'm just doing general love. I'm also open for personal readings, and all you have to do is subscribe to this channel, post in the little discussion box below that you want a personal reading from me. I'll respond to you with my email, and we'll start the process from there. But otherwise, thank you so much for your love and devotion towards my channel and myself. Love you guys incredibly, and best of luck on this beautiful voyage.